It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Washington Wizards.
Go on YouTube,
For Washington,
go on YouTube,
they've got what only
right?
half of the teams in the NBA
Go on
get to
YouTube,
enjoy, and that's opening the season on your home floor. The fans are ready to give them all the support they need to go after their first win of the season. And another NBA season about to start.
Yeah.
Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, I don't know, an air of excitement that's a little
my first and last
different
name.
than in years past.
There's a number of times
my first and last name.
winning that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has
Sheldon
said many
Vidal.
times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year in winning the ring.
That was incredible.
You guys ready? Ah!
On the floor for the visiting Detroit Pistons.
She's not this morning, that's one. She's not this morning.
At shooting guard,
She had this morning when she wake up. I know she put that.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
You get it, Che?
At small forward,
You got me already?
Stanley Johnson.
You got my name already? You got it? Live stream.
At the other forward position,
Ah!
Ersan Ilyasova.
You get it, Che?
At the other guard
Yeah.
position, Brandon Jennings. At the other, starting at small forward, 6 feet 7 inches.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of
probably
a
am.
new NBA season on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is
Hey.
Kevin Harlan. Battle in the Eastern Conference, this DC crowd hoping to watch their Wizards come out on top. And it's their first look at this year's Pistons here for the first game of the NBA's 82-game regular season. And last year they were able to take the edge in the series thanks to some clutch play.
And they didn't have much of a problem with these guys last season, and quite frankly, you wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, you know, these are two teams clearly on opposite ends of the continuum in this conference. I mean, this is a team they rightly feel they can beat every time they take the court with them.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jennings and Caldwell-Pope in the backcourt.
Like splash my word, like this video, like a man, teach YouTube. I tell you, I can give you a win chance and everything.
Now here's Jennings. Ilyasova,
Yeah, everybody
screen
can
on
see
Wall.
that.
Jennings
Everybody
passes to
come.
Ilyasova. Gortat with
Everybody
the
come
steal.
up for it.
And here's the fast break.
What do you
Beal
think that
leading
is?
the
Like
way.
a single thing.
No one near Wall as he lets
Splash.
it go. The three-pointer, no good.
And guys, he's not the tallest or most imposing wing player,
Yeah,
but
hit this
Stanley
one.
Johnson has incredible strength and really unmatched confidence. One reason why so many were high on him in the draft.
Left side, Wall. And stolen by
Oh,
Drummond.
shit.
Here's Caldwell-Pope. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And for Johnson out of Arizona, Greg, his strength, as you were talking about, is his biggest asset. Helps that he has this incredible arm span. And Clark, you know what? He told me he likes to play the 2K game.
Yeah, he does enjoy that. He likes to play the real game, too,
Yeah,
because
he does.
he's hyper-competitive, and I think he's got a chance to be a superb defender at the NBA level.
Hey,
About 2
hey.
minutes played here in the first quarter. Outside Jennings. Fires for
Okay, nice
three.
shot.
Can't get it to go.
Six.
And the Wizards now going the other way. Outside, Wall. To the middle. Here's Gortat. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. And the thing, Greg, about Marcin Gortat, he's not a high flyer. He's not a super flexible athlete. But he's one of the best centers in the league because he's tough. And he's worked hard on developing his skills. And he always hustles.
Yeah, and he fights for position down low. A terrific screener, does a lot of that dirty work. And he's also very
This is the
good
second
at
one.
passing the basketball. You
Yeah.
know, a lot more skilled, particularly in the pick and roll, than maybe people give him credit for. He can hurt a defense in a surprising number of ways.
Talking about
Whoa,
Gortat, he was a
see,
late
looks
second
on
round
his
draft
man's
to us in
face.
2005. His first 4 years in the
That's
league,
right.
highly underwhelming. Now, over the last 4 years,
Hey,
he's
look
averaging
at the
around
posters.
13 points,
Wow.
9 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game. Those are good numbers.
And getting back to Marcin Gortat, his dad was a successful light heavyweight boxer in Poland, so clearly you see where the toughness comes from. And Marcin,
what an amazing dunk by John
blocking and
Wall.
ball skills come from.
One-handed
I guess we
dunk.
have to call him a chip off the
Over.
old blocks.
Here's Jennings.
I think it was Jennings.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play.
Goes for the layup.
Easy layup after coming off the pick.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Outside for Beal. And it's off from three-point range.
You don't know he took out.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3
Oh,
from
locked
beyond
up.
the arc so far in the game. Jennings dishes
No,
to
masz
Johnson.
jest stupid na się. What do you mean?
The feed to Drummond. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Shot off the screen. Nene and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Andre Drummond picks one up. And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, it came into the league just a tremendously raw talent. Really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's a very good point.
For the Pistons, their last game a loss to the Hornets. Nene with the screen on Jackson. Shoots off the screen. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now, here is Morris. Johnson with it. Now guarded by Porter. Meeks can't hit. Washington is gone 0-2 from deep. Shoots from the elbow. Johnson with leading the fast break.
And I like how he puts himself in position.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
That's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. So timeout called here. The first for Washington.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
To the left side wing. Benet setting the pick for Porter. 5 to shoot. And Baines pulls it down.
And no excuse there for missing that one. After being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree. They came away empty, but they got the look they wanted. And really, I like the movement and communication there.
Greg, you just said the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15 and 29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
Now, here's Meeks. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And Jody Meeks last season, coming off the best effort of his career the year before, signed a big contract with the Pistons. They thought he'd be their designated three-point shooter.
Det var också sagen, man. Det var också sagen. Kom. Kom, si.
That he missed the first 22 games with a back injury and just never really got in sync.
Here's Sessions. Nene into the lane. Good. Nene's got 5.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Jackson against Sessions. Now here's Jackson. Not a lot of room. Morris a screen. From deep. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age.
She definitely put the ball in my hand.
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I'm not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos can handle her trash-talking them when she beats them in a game of horse. Bradley's not only got a special J, he's got a pretty good disposition, too.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited.
Boom!
Rising up and hammering it home. That could be just what they need.
Kokoshe. You know you can type your thing and you shouldn't make on the TV. Type your comments.
And no doubt about it, guys. That's one of those plays that will pick up his teammates. A lot of times a play like that is just what you need to get the adrenaline flow for your team.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Picked by Humphries. Jennings against Wall. Beal with a screen for Wall. Pass to Beal. And good. Got Beal as that time as she falls. Beal's got his first bucket in this one.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
And the wide open shot from Morris. Drills it from outside.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Yeah, they're cracking. Absolutely cracking and looking to pad that lead.
There's a screen by Gortat. Gortat with a screen on Jennings. Here's Wall. Rebounded by the Pistons.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one. And Washington put together a good season against the East last year. Ended up with that 46-36 record, with 30 of those wins coming against the rest of the conference.
And Washington making a change here. Oubre's checked in, and the Pistons making a change here as well. Caldwell Pope's checked in. It's Wall with the drop.
Boom.
And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And sometimes when you want something done you got to do it yourself. That dunk's the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim record.
Wizards 46 and 36 last season. That was good enough for them to land the number 5 seed.
Well, it was actually, Kevin, the same finish they had in the conference in 2014, even though they won more games. Washington, though, was only 10 and 15 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Here's the dish to Gortat. Can't get it to go. Now the Pistons take it the other way. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Jackson has the open look. The shot's good. Jennings making the play. Jennings has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Wall. Oh!
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Yeah,
maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
And Drummond kicks to Ilyasova. On the wing, Jackson. He's covered by Beal. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that. And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Jennings against Wall. Here's Drummond.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
That's good. Beal's got his 2nd basket. Well, guys, how good a playmaker is John Wall? 2nd in assists last season at Chris Paul. Clark, he almost finished number 1.
Yeah, and the only difference really is that Paul was a little more efficient than Wall. Paul had a 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Wall was only at 2.5 to 1. But some of that is Paul's experience.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Nene, he's checked in for Dudley. And it's Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Detroit. Jody Meeks comes in for Brandon Jennings. Here's Oubre. Oh!
That's really how they're going to get back into this game, trim the lead. I mean, play tough defense, force some turnovers, and then push it to the other end.
And, Clark, those steals allow you to play in the open floor. And the one thing about John Wall, he has that air of confidence that only the truly great ones possess. He's a fearless attacker, tremendous vision and creativity, a true floor general, not just an athlete masquerading as a point guard.
To the inside. Got a piece of it. Meeks with the steal.
Oh, man.
Outside for Jackson. Ilyasova is screen on Wall. Here's Jackson, and it's blocked. It's Porter outside. Rebound by the Pistons.
And, you know, talking about John Wall, we saw him improve his pacing last season. Sure, he still played at rapid-fire speed at times, but he also seemed to have a better understanding of when to pull it back and when to speed it up. Better change of pace in how he went about his game.
Nene kicks to Oubre. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
That is just a careless
Oh,
turnover.
watch him.
Got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Washington making some changes. Chris Humphries has checked in for Gortat. Gary Neal comes in for Oubre. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Then for the Pistons, Morris is checked in for Ilyasova. And it's Johnson in for Caldwell Pope. Porter passes to Nene. 15 seconds left in the second quarter. And good on the basket. Book it. Nene's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Meeks outside, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. That'll do it for the first half. It's Detroit up by 8.
Well, guys, I'm here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal. Detroit finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They have a solid 8-point lead. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So the Wizards 5 right now. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. And it's Dudley in at the small forward. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to think of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
Unloads from 13. Gortat with the block. And here we go. Washington fast break. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Dudley.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish. And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
To the paint. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jennings.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
And the Hawks will ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup. And all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
That one goes. Count it. And the Pistons lead by 6.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
That doesn't go either for Beal.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Shot by Johnson, no good.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And the thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. A quick, powerful athlete. Greg, high basketball IQ. Had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compare him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
In the break, guys, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Drummond. coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much.
And, you know, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
Ilyasova against Wall. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
So they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Chris Humphries has checked in for Washington. And a different look here for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Marcus Morris comes in for Ilyasova. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Jackson in for Brandon Jennings.
It's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talents.
The Wizards making a switch here. Porter's checked in. The Wizards with the lead. Wall draws the double. Beal gets a wide open look. Off target from outside. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Morris with a screen on Wall. Here's Baines. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
It's tipped.
No.
Now here's Wall.
No.
17 points in the game. Beal with the
Okay, I try CS then, yeah.
Here's Humphries. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. And he makes the first.
And for Chris Humphries, last year was a chance to sign with a The Wizards turned out to be even more than that, with the 4th best record in the East. And Humphries helped them to get there, averaging about 6.5 boards per game.
Gary Neal's checked in for the Wizards. Sessions comes in for John Wall. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got the game tied up here for the Pistons.
How about that cloth soft touch? I mean, just a gentle little teardrop, almost like a falling leaf. A leaf falling down slowly to the ground. Very sweet and colorful, too.
There's a screen by Gortat. And Neal kicks to Sessions. And now the fast break. Meeks with the ball. That puts them in the lead. Meeks got 6.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific, and I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And really look for them now to be even more aggressive on the defensive side. Try to come up with a few more steals.
Here's Gortat, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Getting back to Humphries, he was rolling pretty good last season, but a late-season groin injury, Clark, cost him the final 16 games.
Yeah, terribly disappointing for Chris because he had become an important part of that front-court rotation. He was up to almost 20 minutes a game before he went down.
The Pistons have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
And as a unit, guys, they only shot 70% from the line over the course of last season. Not the kind of percentage that they were hoping for.
And, you know, there was plenty of blame to go around for that. I mean, it wasn't just 1 or 2 guys. I mean, for the most part, the entire team struggled.
Nene, he's checked in for Gortat, and he gets it to go. Sessions has got his first points of the game. Clark, third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
And, guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Here's Jackson. From deep three-point range. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Wizards lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from the Verizon Center. All right, the floor with both sides coming to play. The Pistons trailing, and on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. Jennings and Meeks in the backcourt. Ilyasova out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Drummond in at the 5, and it's blocked. Outside, Wall. Dudley with a screen on Jennings. There's Beal with the 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got 4 rebounds in this game. Out to the right wing. Meeks inside the 3-point line. Washington with the rebound.
I'll tell you what, folks. I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Right wing. Outside, Wall. Pass to Beal. And the jam by Beal.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay.
Boy, you got to love that nice assist by Jennings.
Wall dishes to Nene. The pass to Beal. Makes it off the glass. Beal's got 11 points here in just the second half.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He told the squad, now is the time when we turn it on and leave them in the rear view mirror. It won't be easy, but guys, I know we can put them away. Let's see if they can deliver, Kevin.
Gortat's checked in for Washington.
Defensively, they can't afford to back off of him that much. You don't want to be giving up easy threes, especially at this stage of the game.
Beal with a screen for Wall. Passes it to Beal. Back to Wall. Beal with a screen on Jennings. And Wall kicks to Beal. And it's sent back by Drummond. The drive by Jennings. And Detroit again with the bucket. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Pistons?
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
But also, they put the offense on its heels. Look at the number of steals they've been able to get. And that's something they also can take great pride in. And, Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun. You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Wall with the steal. Beal the pass to Wall. Nene the screen. Dudley with a screen for Wall. Wall draws the double. So it's Detroit now. Pistons trail by 3. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Detroit making a switch here. Johnson's checked in.
We got to be more physical on defense. They are getting to the middle of the floor way too easy.
Wizards leading by 3.
Get into them on the perimeter. Posts. Rotate over
now
and make
Wall.
your presence felt.
Kicks to Beal.
So soft.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. The drive by Jennings. Here's Drummond. No good. Some solid defense there by Nene. Here's Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. And that's now 17 points here for Beal. So for Washington, their last game a loss to the Heat in Miami. Floats one. There it goes. It's in, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Brandon Jennings.
And he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Beal with a screen on Jennings. Stolen. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. And he gets it to go. And now just a 1-point Wizards lead.
We could have been looking at a 2-possession game, but that was a huge mistake on the turnover. Now nerves and tightness become a factor.
And it's becoming a battle of will right now. This is as good a game as we could have hoped for.
Beal dishes the wall. Beal with a screen on Jennings. Just 4 to shoot. Beal can't get that one to fall. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's foul number 2 for him. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're down by 1. We've got 1:28 left in the 4th quarter. A crucial possession with time ticking down.
Boy, they'd like to put themselves in front right here.
Jennings kicks to Caldwell Pope. This is to Drummond. Oh! Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
Yeah, nobody giving up any ground either way, fella.
And don't be surprised if it comes down to the last possession.
Nene, the pass to Devin. That 3 off the mark. For the Washington Wizards, they come in off the loss to the Heat. Jennings with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Feeds it to Johnson. The kick out to Ilyasova. Frames it from downtown.
No, that's the shot of the game.
Well, he was fearless enough to get it up and down, and it paid off for him.
Beal with a screen for Wall. To the inside. Count!
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
And it's Detroit's ball. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And Gortat over to help. Here's Drummond. It falls!
That's leadership. Really, really valuable. Perhaps someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Gortat with the screen for Wall. At the elbow, Gortat gets hauled in by Ilyasova.
Yeah, I'm pissed now.